I seek refuge in God from the outcast Shaitan. Start with the name of God who is gracious, merciful. Quran topics by Tanvir Kazmi, chapter 34. Human Rights and Justice, audio number 7. Al Shura 42, verse 12. To him belongs absolute control of the skies and the earth. He is the one who increases the provision for whomever he wills or reduces it. He is fully aware of all things. He decreed for you the same religion, decreed for Noah what was inspired to you and what was decreed for Abraham, Moses, and Jesus Isa al-Islam. You shall hold this one religion and do not divide it. The idol worshippers will greatly resent what you invite them to do. God redeems to himself whomever he wills. He guides to himself only those who totally submit. Ironically, they broke up into sects only after the knowledge had come to them, due to jealousy and resentment among themselves. If it were not for the predetermined decisions from your Lord to respire to give them time for a definite interim, they would have been judged immediately. Indeed, the later generations who inherited the book are full of doubts. This is what you shall preach and steadfastly maintain what you are commanded to do. I do not follow their wishes, and proclaim, I believe in all the books sent down by God, and I am commanded to judge among you equitably. Allah is my Lord and your Lord. We have our deeds, and you will have your deeds. There is no argument between us and you. God will gather us all together. To him is ultimate destiny. Al-Shura 42 verse 37. They avoid gross sins and vice, and when angered, they forgive. They respond to their Lord by observing the prayers. Their affairs are decided after due consultation among themselves, and from our provisions to them they give to charity. When gross injustice befalls them, they stand up for their rights, although the just requital for an injustice is an equivalent punishment. Those who pardon and maintain righteousness are rewarded by God. He does not love the unjust. Certainly, those who stand up for their rights when injustice befalls them are not committing any error. The wrong ones are those who treat the people unjustly and resort to aggression without provocation. These have incurred a painful punishment. Resorting to patience and forgiveness reflects the true strength of character. Whomever Allah sends astray will never find any other Lord, and you will see such transgressors when they see the punishment saying, Can we get another chance? Al-Ahqaf 46 verse 15. We enjoined the human being to honor his parents. His mother bore him arduously, gave birth to him arduously, and took intimate care of him for 30 months. When they reaches maturity and reaches the age of 40, he should say, My Lord, direct me to appreciate the blessing you have bestowed upon me and upon my parents, and to do the righteous works that please you. Let my children be righteous as well. I have, I have, I have repented to you. I am a submitter. Al-Hadid 57 verse 25. We sent our messengers supported by clear proofs, and we sent down to them the books and the law, that the people may uphold justice. And we send down the iron, wherein there is a strength and many benefits for the people. All this is in order for God to distinguish those who would support Him and His messengers. On faith, God is powerful, Almighty. Al Mumtahina 60 verse 8. God does not enjoin you for befriending those who do not fight you because of religion, and do not evict you from your homes. You may befriend them and be equitable towards them. Allah loves the equitable. Allah enjoins you only from befriending those who fight you because of your religion and evict you from your homes, and band together with others to banish you. You shall not befriend them. Those who befriend them are the transgressors. Al-Saf 61 verse 1. Glorifying Allah is everything in the skies and everything on earth. He is the Almighty, most wise. O you believe, why do you say what you do not do? Most abominable in the sight of God is that you say what you do not do. Al-Talaq 65 verse 1. O you prophet, when you people divorce the woman, you shall ensure that a divorce in term is fulfilled. You shall measure such an interim precisely. You shall reverence God your Lord. Do not evict them from the homes, nor shall you make life miserable for them, to force them to leave on their own unless they commit a proven adultery. These are God's law. Anyone who transgresses God's law commits an injustice against himself. You never know, maybe God wills something good to come out of this. Once the interim is fulfilled, you may reconcile with them equitably or go through with the separation equitably. You shall have two equitable witnesses witness the divorce before God. This is our indictment, those who believe in God and the last day. Anyone who reverences God, He will create an exit for him and will provide for him whence they never expected. Anyone who trusts in God, He suffices him. God's commands are done. God has decreed for everything its fate. As for the women who have reached menopause, if you have any doubts, their interim shall be 3 months. As for those who do not menstruate and discover that they are pregnant, their interim ends upon giving birth. Anyone who reverences God, He make everything easy for him. This is God's command that He sent down to you. Anyone who reverences God, He remits his sins and rewards them generously. You shall allow them to live in the same house in which they lived with you, and do not make life so miserable for them that they leave on their own. If they are pregnant, you shall spend on them until they give birth. If they nurse the infant, you shall pay them for this service. You shall maintain the amicable relationships among you. If you disagree, you may hire another woman to nurse the child. The rich husband shall provide support in accordance with his means, and the poor shall provide according to the means that God bestowed upon him. God does not impose on any self more than He has given it. God will provide ease after difficulty. Many a community rebelled against the command of his Lord and against his messengers. Consequently, we held them strictly accountable and requited them a terrible requital. Al-Mutaffifin 83:1. Woe to the cheaters who demand full measure when receiving from the people, but when giving them the measures or weight, they cheat. Do they not know that they will be resurrected on a tremendous day? That is the day when all people will stand before the Lord of the universe. Indeed, the book of the wicked is in Sijin. Do you know what Sijin is? A numerically structured book. Al-Doha 93 verse 1. By the forenoon, by the night at its falls, your Lord never abandoned you, nor did He forget. The hereafter is far better for you than this first life, and your Lord will give you enough. You will be pleased. Did He not find you orphaned, and He gave you a home? He found you astray, and then He guided you. He found you poor, and He made you rich. Therefore you shall not forsake the orphan, nor shall you reprimand the beggar, nor shall you reject the beggar. You shall proclaim the blessing your Lord has bestowed upon you. Al-Maun 107 verse 1. Do you know who really rejects the faith? That is the one who mistreats the orphans and does not advocate the feeding of the poor. And woe to those who observe prayers, who are totally heedless of their prayers. They only show off and they forbid charity.